Namaste yogis, this is Steven from YogaWorks. Welcome to your practice. Today is leg day. We're going to be strengthening all the muscles in the legs and obviously around the hip region. And we're going to more or less stay off the hands, but of course there's a couple of poses where we'll have the hands down. This practice is great if you want to give your shoulders a little break, but also if you really want to stabilize and build up some strength around the lower body. Hope you enjoy. Let's get straight into it. We're going to come into 90-90, which is, it takes a little bit of a focus to set up correctly. I see the strangest things in a live yoga class. Lucky you're at home, so you can actually do whatever you want. But try this. We can align the front shin, the right shin, to the front edge of the mat. That's the short edge. And then the right thigh to the long edge of the mat. So you get this 90-degree angle here. Flex your foot, so there's also a 90-degree angle there. And then do the same with your back leg. 90 degrees in the thighs, so now it's parallel to that front shin, and 90 degrees in that calf, the shin. So it's parallel to the long edge of the mat. Also flex the back foot. Lift the chest. Look forward, so you're aligning yourself over that front leg. And then walk your hands a little bit forward. Don't go as deep as possible. I'd like it to stay halfway up. So about 45 degrees of angle between your upper body and the mat. And then just press the front leg, the front knee, the front outer hip. Press that down. And then with the spine, you're lengthening forward and up. Let the belly relax here. It's going to increase the stretch actually if you do that. Take a few breaths. We're just checking in, a little warm up. And then lift up, turn over the back leg, the trail leg we also call it. And you can place your hands behind you for a little bit more support. Or I like to twist my arms. One holds the shin, one that outer thigh. And here, I'd like you to imagine the inner left thigh dropping down towards the mat. If one or both of your knees lift a little bit, it's not a huge issue. This is just a little warm up. So the right leg is in external rotation here, left leg is in internal rotation, and in a moment we're going to swap it around. So you can have your hands behind you. Keep the feet where they are, so imagine they're screwed down into the floor, so to speak. And then windscreen wipe your knees to the other side. And then do that a couple of times, back to the first side, back to the second side. Just repeat gently. You're rotating the thigh bones and the hip sockets. This is a really good warm up for your hips. If you've been sitting for a while, or maybe you just had a long trip or something, this is great work. And then end up over the left leg. You might need to adjust a little bit, but hopefully you should be more or less in the right position. And then lengthen the spine, walk a little bit forward with the hands. Don't go as deep as possible. I always have to say this to yogis, because we're used to going to the maximum point, but that's not always where you have the most benefit. So in this case, go about 45 degrees. Press down through that left outer leg, your ankle, your knee, your outer hip. Let the belly relax down towards that left thigh. I know I don't say that a lot. Usually I'm like, engage your core and all of these things. But now it's going to improve the stretch if you let the belly hang out. That doesn't sound great, but you know what I mean. Couple of breaths here. Feel that left outer hip, just saying hello. And then lift up, twist over that right leg, the trail leg. Hold on wherever you can, or support yourself with the hands. And as we've done on the first side, let that inner thigh relax down towards the mat. And now we're training internal rotation for that back leg. It's not a movement we often do in daily life. So it's often a bit of a missing link in our movement practice. Something that can benefit with a bit of attention. And then you can place your hands behind you for a little bit more windscreen wiping. Back to front, you might already feel Those hips are turning a little bit smoother in the sockets, hopefully. If you want to try this without your hands on the floor, you are welcome to. It's going to require a little bit more core work and a bit more mobility around the hips. But if it's available, it could be fun. And then end up over the right leg. Nice. Now shorten the distance between your feet and the hips a bit. So we're bringing the left knee inside that right foot. And then bridge up on the right shin and slowly lower down. You can use your arms for counterbalance. Bridge up. So the hips go forward a bit. And then stick your buttocks back to slowly lower down. Again, bridge up and lower down. Windscreen wipe to the second side. So now your right knee should be inside the left foot, more or less. Bridge up and slowly lower. Sometimes the two sides can feel really different. For me, this side seems a little bit easier than the other for some reason. Bridge up and lower down. It's windscreen wipe. Nice. We're going to add something. Let's bridge up. If you can, try not to use the hands. Now take your back leg and step it a big step forward. Not just forward, but a bit out to the side. And then lunge down into the inner thighs. I'm with my back to you, but I'm sure you can see enough of what's happening. And then you can come in and out a few times. We've done this in a few other classes. It's a good way to get into hip flexor, inner thigh region, and it's almost like a warrior two, where your back knee is down instead of that right foot, if you can imagine. Good. And then come up, just a bit of playtime. You can balance on that right knee. Left knee, put it inside your foot. If you can, lower without using your hands. Let's windscreen wipe to the left. Bridge up onto the left shin. Right foot's going to step long, and we're going in and out a couple of times. Just checking those inner thighs, the front of the hips. Where does your body naturally stop? That's a good point to be aware of. You don't want to push past that, but as we practice over time, you're going to create a bit more space. Good. Lift the right leg. Let's play. Can you bring right knee inside the left foot? Can you slowly sit down? We're going to do that one more time. No hands, windscreen wipe. Bridge up. Left foot steps. Lunge. Come back. Slow it down. Try to control your movements. This is really good work to get those hips to move as they were meant to. You know what they're not meant to? Is to sit in one position the whole day while you work at your computer. Let's do that one more time to each side while I keep talking to distract you. Good. Left knee inside right foot. Yeah, so the worst you can do with the hips is to stay in one position and not move our body at all. Good. Slowly come back. Well done. Let's go downward facing dog. Just step back. Pedal the legs out. Do whatever you like. Push the hands down. Press the mat away. And if the backs of your legs feel a little bit restricted, then just bend the knees as much as you need to lengthen the spine. Just prioritize the length in the spine. Let's go right foot forward. A couple of times, back knee down. Floss the hamstring by coming in and out. So I'm pulling the right hip back and I'm bringing it forward. Nice and simple. Just to warm up the back of that right leg. And also as you come forward, getting to the front of the left hip. Can you feel that? Nice. Wiggle the right foot a little bit wider. Hands inside the right foot. Lengthen your chest forward. Bend the elbows any amount. Maybe elbows come down, doesn't matter. You can stay on the hands. But try keep the spine a little bit long so that you don't collapse in on yourself and you're looking down or back. Nice. If you want to stay here or briefly hold the back foot just to get into the front of those hips. If you do hips, I always like to do the full circumference. So we'll get the front, the back, the outside and the inside, as of course it's a circular joint. Good. Step back, downward facing dog. Feel the backs of the legs, feel the front of the hips. And then step left foot forward, right knee down. A couple of times, half Hanuman, and come forward. Pull the left hip back. I like to lift the left toes as well, so you get into the lower part of the legs as well as the upper part. But if you have an own preference or something feels better if you do it a certain way, then by all means do that. One more. Good. Wiggle the left foot a bit wider. Hands inside the front foot. Lengthen forward. Stay here or bend the elbows until it's enough. Maybe one or both elbows come down. It's all good. Take a moment. And during all these movements, we're going to be moving quite actively today, but try to keep the breath quite smooth and soft and steady, which is going to really help to send a signal to your body that there's no emergencies happening. It's okay to let go. You can stay here or briefly hold the back foot if that feels nice in your body. Nice. You don't have to go crazy with any of these movements. Especially for hip stuff, we're dealing with really strong muscles that are often locked in a certain position because of our lifestyle. So if you're just gonna come in guns blazing, one single session trying to solve all our problems, it's not gonna work. You might have the opposite effect. Step back to down dog. But if we chip away over many hours of practice, we come back to our mat, we move our hips in different directions. Now we're creating some sustainable change, I would say. Nice. Let's slowly walk forward to the front of the mat, face the camera. Come into mountain pose. Before we start moving, take a moment to steady yourself. Ground down through the two pillars of your legs. Screw your feet down into the ground, as it were. And feel how your upper body is resting on the platform of the hips, which rests on the pillars of the legs. That's a good foundation. The body is structured like this so that you can stand here with ease, with strength, with poise, ready for whatever comes your way. Nice. Let's build up a little flow. We're going to start at the top of the mat. You can release your arms, press the left foot down, bring the right knee up. Hold the right knee with both hands. I'm already falling over from the first pose. If that's you as well, just know that it's allowed. It's actually quite normal. And then pull the knee up and press the left foot down at the same time. Now check how high the right knee is and see if you can keep as much of that length or height rather as possible as you release the hands. Nice, hip flexor strength. Nice. And then bring the knees together. Lift the right heel so it comes closer to your buttocks without holding with the right hand. Don't hold it. Nice. And now we're going to lean a little bit forward. You're welcome to reach back with the hands, but we're not holding the back foot. We want to strengthen those right hamstrings, the right glutes. Nice. Slowly lift back up. And now bring the right knee up. Option 1 or option 2. Kick the right foot forward and place it down. Good. That's it. No, that's not it. We're going to build on that. But this is the start. It's a good start. Bring the left knee up. Hold it with both hands. Pull it up while keeping your mountain pose as tall and steady as you can. Right foot is driving deep down into the ground. Keep the left knee as high as you can as you release the hands. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees together. Left heel as close to left buttock as your hamstring can manage. Sometimes you get a a terrible cramp here, which would be quite normal. If that happens to you, just push through it, it's fine. Cramp just means your muscles are a bit confused about what their job is. And then start to lean forward. You can reach back with the arms, kind of between dancer's pose and warrior 3, you could say. And then lift up, left knee to chest, or left foot kicks forward, boom, 3, 2, 1, and place the left foot down, shake it out. Nice, mountain pose. Here we go, right knee up, no hands this time. Nice, right heel to buttock, lean forward, dancer's pose variation. Nice, come back up, kung fu kick forward, boom, whatever you don't need is disappearing into the distance. Now keep your right leg straight, or straight as possible. Swing it back like a pendulum. Hinge your hips forward, not your hips, your torso, and place the hands down. We're going standing split. You know that first standing split is always a disaster. Don't worry about it, just lift your leg until it stops. Nice. Slowly release back up. Nice. Nice. Now bring that right knee back again, and we're going to bend the standing knee. Bend, 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 bend. If you need some help, you can touch down with that foot, or see if you can go down with the shin. Nice. We're going to come back up, stand up. Right knee high, and place the right foot down. Well done. Right foot stays where it is. Left knee high. Nice. No hands. Bring the left foot back. Slow tipping forward. Squeezing left hamstring. Nice. We're going to add that tipping down here. I made a little mistake the first time, but that's fine. Left knee or left foot. Whatever is easier. Now touch it down. Come back up. Boom. Kick forward. And come into standing split. Good. Hands down. Left leg up. Any amount. Any amount. Literally any amount. I know you want your legs straight up, but I don't know. In my case, it's never happened in 14 years of yoga. So I should probably not expect it to happen all of a sudden, you know, when I'm 44. Good. Bend the knees a bit. Roll up to standing. Ooh. Here we go. That's nice. We've got a little flow going. Let's build on that. Left foot stays down. Right knee lifted up. No hands, please. Nice. Right heel to buttock. Again, no hands. Dancer's pose. Look, mom. No hands. And start to bend your standing knee. Aim to get the right knee down, but if it's too much, the right foot will do. And then stand up and kick. Boom. Your enemy is flying off into the ocean, in my case. Swing the right leg back. Lower your hands down. Stretch up through the right leg. Nice. Right knee behind left calf. Squat down low and straighten back up. Again, squat down low. I think this is called Shiva squat. And stretch back up. Have you got one more? Squat down low if you feel super strong today. And see if you can release your hands just for a moment. And back to standing split. Let's take the right foot back. Lower the right knee down. And lift the arms for low lunge. Take a breath. Reach up through the fingers. Pull the legs together. This is a leg day, strong legs class. Nice. Then hands down. Start to pull the hips back, especially that left hip. Lift the left toes off the mat. Lengthen your spine. Now here we can add something if you want to. You can reach the hands back and see if you can balance. If you need your hands down, then obviously you wouldn't lift them up, would you? Nice. And then let's step forward. Bend your knees. Roll up to standing. Nice and easy. Ready for second side. Right foot down, left knee up, lift it as high as you can. Left heel to left buttock. Lean forward, squeeze the left hamstring. Right knee, bend it. Aim to get left knee down first, not left foot first, if you can. And then stand up, kung fu kick, boom. All right, here we go. Standing split. If your arms are flinging wildly, I hope so, so then I'm not alone. Left leg high, Shiva squat. You thought I forgot, didn't you? Left knee behind the right calf, squat down low, and lift back up. Nice, bring it together, left knee behind right calf, and lift it up. One more, maybe now you can release the hands, and left leg high, step the left foot back, left knee to the mat, arms reach up for Anjane, the low lunge. If you want to add a little back bend, or you have a variation you want to explore, that's fine, or maybe just be happy here. Good, hands down, right hip starts to slide back, lift the right toes. Either stay here or no hands. It's going to require a bit more balance and strength. Good. Rebend the front knee and step to the front. Hang down for a moment. Bend the knees, roll up to standing. Nice. Let's build on that. I think it's going really well. What do you think? Good. Release the hands. Left foot down, right knee up. And then right heel to buttock. Nataraja without holding the hands. Nice. Right knee is going to try and come down. And lift it back up, kung fu kick. Straight in front of you. Swing pendulum the right leg up and back for standing split. One Shiva squat, right knee behind the left calf. Straighten back up. Good, right foot step it back. Right knee down. Arms to the sky, low lunge. Maybe no hands, pull the hips back. Lengthen your heart forward. Don't worry how low you go. Good, place your hands at the front of the mat. Lift the left leg high, down dog, split. You can bend that knee, open the hip. Finally, we're off those legs for a little moment. Enjoy. Good, we're going to try and bring the left knee towards the right elbow. So we're in a bit of a twisted plank. Now, I'd like you to avoid twisting the whole hips to the right. Try to keep the hips facing down. Squeeze left knee forward without completely turning with your whole body. And then place left foot as high as you can, maybe in line with the hands, or if that's not going to happen today, then just stay a little bit back, of course. Let's turn that back heel down, reach the right arm forward, and it's fallen triangle. One more breath. Good. Slowly hands down, downward facing dog. Good. Walk to the front. Bend your knees. Rise to stand. Ready for the next round. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Good. Try to keep the breath steady. Left knee high. Left heel to buttock for the dancer variation. No hands. Nice. Left knee. How slowly can you lower it down? Can you touch it down really soft? And lift it up. Kung fu kick. Pendulum. Straight left leg. Swings up and back. Hands down for standing split. Left knee behind the right calf. Shiva squat. Just one time. Stretch it back up. Left leg landed softly at the back. Left knee down. Arms lift. This is the inhale. Exhale. half Hanuman, no hands. Now hands down, swing the right leg up and back. Bend the right knee, open your hip, lean into it a bit. Good, right knee's gonna come to left elbow. Remember, the hips stay more or less parallel to the mat, and extend the right foot as high as you can, maybe in line with the hands or kind of closest to that. Turn the back heel down, reach the left arm forward, and take a breath. Reach, reach, reach. The whole top side of the body should feel long and expansive. And then hands down, downward facing dog. Good, walk to the front. Roll up to standing. How are you doing? All good? I just have to assume you're good. I'm basically talking to myself. So strange, these online videos. Good, here we go. Let's add one more pose and we'll flow through it. And take it a little bit easy at the end. I owe you. Good, left foot down. Right knee up. Keep your core steady. Nice, right knee to buttock. Keep this close as you lean forward. You're hinging from that left hip. Now bend the standing knee. Can you just touch the knee down without the foot? And kick your foot forward. Good, swing the right leg back. Hinge, 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 lower the hands down. Relax your head as your right leg goes way up. Is that a bit more space I feel in this standing split, or what's happening to me? Right foot back. Right knee down, lift your arms. Inhale. Exhale, pull it back. Reach your chest forward over the left toes. So just imagine that direction. Hands down. Left leg high. Bend the left knee, open the hip. Left knee, right elbow twist. Extend the left foot far forward. Right hand reaches. 4, fallen triangle. Now listen carefully. Right arm up towards the thatch roof. I was going to say towards the ceiling. And then sit down. Ooh, that feels nice. So we're ready for Upavishta. You can just stay upright, activate your legs, or if you have a bit of space, walk a little bit forward until it's good. Nice. Nice. Let's explore a little bit of a unusual transition. We're going to use what we did in the warm-up. So you're going to face the original back of your mat. Your right leg is there. Bend it and bring the heels in. So left foot is behind you. Bridge up, lower down. 2 more. Lift and lower. 1 more. Lift, stay here. Step the left foot. Step the right. Change of scenery. You're facing somewhere else, hopefully. Good. Left knee to chest. Push the right foot down. Left heel to buttock. Nataraja, the dancer. Can you touch the left knee down without touching the left foot down? Lift it up. Kick your enemies into the ocean. Enemy in yoga, remember, it's on the inside, it's not somewhere outside of you. Left leg swings back. Standing split, so much space. That's Shiva squat. Did I forget this on the other side? I'm really, really sorry. I'm sure. I hope you can forgive me. Left foot back. Left knee to the mat. Inhale. Ooh, take it all in. I'll send you some fresh ocean air. And then pull the hips back. Heart goes forward. Half splits, maybe no hands. Now the hands come down. Right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Right knee, left elbow. Extend, step the foot forward. Fallen triangle. Reach through the left arm. Push down to the right. And then left arm straight up. Let's sit. You should be more or less in the right position. Nice long spine, active legs. Maybe a bit forward if you need to do that to feel more. Some people don't. They feel plenty when they sit straight up. And I was definitely one of them for a very long time. even sometimes still. Good. Lift back up. We're bending the left heel in, the right heel behind you. Bridge up. That's 1. We're doing 3. Lower slow. Lift up. Hips forward. Lower 2. Bridge up. Look at the front of the mat. Step your right foot. Step the left. Calm down. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Did somebody say 1 more round? Or was that me? Okay, let's do 1 more round. You got it. We've got a nice flow going, and sometimes, you know, the magic happens after a couple of repetitions, not the first time where you're wondering what is happening and how the sequence works. Good, here we go. Left foot down, right knee up. Nice. Try to flow with more ease. Right heel to buttock, hinge forward. Nice. It's a little squat. Right knee, can you touch it down? Maybe a little bit further back behind you. And then right knee comes up. Kung Fu kick. Swing the right leg up and back. Lower the hands. Reach up to the right toes. Shiva squat. Thank goodness, I remembered. Maybe no hands. You know what you can also try is standing split without the hands. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. Good. Right foot back. Right knee to the mat. Lift your arm. This whole yoga thing should be one huge playground, a giant experiment. If you can't do something, you should go, that's interesting. Let me investigate. You shouldn't be like, oh my God, such a bad yogi. What am I doing here? Left knee high. Left knee to right elbow. Sorry, I forgot to instruct for a bit. Left foot forward. Fallen triangle. Reach and expand beyond your current boundaries. That's why we're here. Sit down. Upavishta. Keep the spine long. Keep the legs strong. Nice. Bend the knees. So right foot in. Left foot back. Bridge up. Lower down. 2 more. Lift. And lower. Last one. Lift, step the left foot, step the right. You're calm, like nothing happened. Like you do this every morning. It's totally normal, like brushing your teeth. Good. Left knee high. Keep the breath steady and train your mind to be steady and where you want it to be, which is right here. Left heel to buttock, lean forward. Nice. Little shrimp squat. Can the left knee touch down a little bit further back? And then can you bring it up and kick it forward? Left leg, swing it back. Hands down, head down. Left knee behind the right. Maybe no hands. And then maybe transition to no hands, standing split. Does the left leg go incredibly high? No, it doesn't. But is it a fun balancing exercise? Oh, yes. Lower the back knee, lift your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the hips back. Heart goes forward. Hands find the front of the mat. Right leg up and back. Bend your knee. Right knee, left elbow. Right foot high. Fallen triangle, back heel comes down. Reach out in front of you, or what used to be the back of your mat, and then sit down. Ground the legs, lengthen the spine, fold into whatever space is available. Good. Bend your knees, stag pose, and then we're lifting 3 times. 1, lower down. 2, lower down. 3, and step to the front. Nice. Hands to the heart. Hopefully you're starting to build some heat. I can definitely feel it. So feel the pace of your breath. Feel the strength in your legs. You were already strong in the legs, and now we've topped that up a bit with these strong hip movements in this flow. And then feel your inner grit, your stamina, your focus, all the things in your toolbox that you get to work with as a yogi, as a human being. Nice. Step the feet a little bit wider and come into a squat. So let the hips sit low, wiggle around a bit. If you need to lift the heels, it's okay. If you need to move the feet a bit wider, a bit closer, it's okay. Some people's feet will be more turned out or be more parallel. All of this depends very much on your proportions and also how much time you spend in some of these positions. And hopefully this hip flow has made it possible to spend a little bit of time here. Just feel the grounding through your legs. Feel that your ankles, the knees and the hips are working together to make this pose possible in the lower body. You can even place your hands together and press your upper arms inside the knees to get into inner thighs a little bit more. Nice. And then ever so slightly lift the chest and let your head balance at the top of the spine. Let the breath slow down. Let your heart rate slow down. Good, let's find pigeon pose. Let's go right knee forward, left leg back. Nice. If you feel like you have a bit more space in the hips after our, I was going to say a little warm-up, after our really tough hip-focused flow, then you could try this with the left hand, pin the right foot down, and then lift everything up and slide the right knee back until it's more in line with the foot. You might have to walk the left foot back as well, and then settle in, and you should have quite a bit of stronger outer hip stretch on the right. As you could stay here, but as we've been quite active, I would suggest you lower your elbows down, you lengthen the heart forward. You can even make a pillow with the hands and rest your forehead if that is more restful. So it doesn't have to be the most active pigeon you've ever done. And then let everything just be. We've moved to quite a challenging flow, done some unusual transitions and movements. So now just give your body a break in good old pigeon pose. Not one of those active ones, so there's all kinds of instructions and lifting and engaging. Just one where you drop down. Good. And then lift back up onto the hands. You can sit onto that right outer hip and slowly start to swing the left leg around. I find it quite fun to do this without the hands and see if I can bring left foot outside that right knee without helping it, without pulling the leg in. But you might need a little bit of help from the hands. It's fine. Nice. And then sit up tall. Plug the sit bones down. Option to straighten the right leg if you need more space. And then right arm, wrap it around the front of that left knee. Place the left hand behind you, lift the chest, and breathe. We're twisting as well, but I would say the breathing becomes more and more and more and more important as we start to turn inwards towards the end of the class. It's great to move to all these fancy poses and transitions. But the real work is here. Where does the breath go? Can you be part of it? Can you not miss it in any way? Nice. And then counter twist just for a moment. And then what you can do here is bring the left heel back. So wiggle it or pull it with the right hand so that your knees go on top of each other for Gomukhasana. If this is your body's not feeling it, it just doesn't go into this kind of pretzel position, then just bring your left shin in front of the right for normal cross-legged position. We're working the same muscles in the outer hip, but this one, because it's so compact, it's going to be a bit more intense. If you want, you can even lean a bit forward. Try to keep the hips heavy, the spine long, the belly relaxed. Perhaps close your eyes and drop in. Good, slowly lift back up. Left knee, pigeon pose, come into it however you want. Right leg back. If you liked that little set-up trick that we did together, you can pin the sole of the left foot down with your right hand, and then I'm hinging that left knee back, quite a bit back. Walk the right foot back as well, and now you're going to find a much stronger outer hip sensation or stretch. If it's too much, then obviously you can bring this heel closer to the hip again. Maybe elbows down, maybe forehead onto the hands. There's lots of options. Find your favorites. And then take a few moments to let your body settle. And then when the body feels a bit settled, a bit more grounded, can you let the mind do the same, also settle, also ground. The mind often doesn't like to do this. It wants to be all up in the air, thinking of 100 different things at the same time. And as yogis, we would like a little bit more choice in the matter. Not that we change our minds, but we start to understand what its nature is. Good. You can sit onto that left hip. You can swing the right leg around, maybe without hands. If you want to place the right foot outside your left knee. You might need to get back to your mat if you're off the center. Right hand behind you. I like the left arm around the front of that knee so I can really pull the knee in and then lift your chest. Turn to the right until you stop and take a few breaths there. Just every pose you land in, really land there and say, this is my practice. I'm going to practice here. Don't go, I like this pose. I don't like this other pose. I'm really good at this pose. I'm really bad at this other pose. My left side went great. The right side didn't go great. This is often what minds do, isn't it? It has a whole lot of commentary which has nothing to do with the reality of things. As yogis, we start to see that a bit more clearly. Nice. Maybe counter twist if you want to go left. And then Gomukhasana. Right knee on top of the left. You can even come forward, squeeze the knees on top, and then sit down between the feet. Other options, simple cross legs, right shin in front of left. Or you can sit up on the block if your hips need a little lift here. Nice. Wherever you are, lengthen the spine. And maybe lean a bit forward. You can do the same in cross legs. And don't let this be the most intense stretch you've ever done. Let it be just a little dessert. You've warmed up the muscles. You've challenged them in different positions. And now you're inviting the body to open up a bit more. Sometimes your body is ready, and other times it's not yet. So just observe that, and as we've done before, let everything settle down. Good. Slowly lift back up. You can come to a comfortable seat, however you want to sit. You can choose. If you've got time for some Shavasana, you can lie on your back and stay there for as long as you like. We've got about 2 minutes left together, so we'll keep it short and just sit with ease. The yogis say all this moving is great, but actually what we're really after is we want to rest in stillness. We want to be able to be perfectly happy, perfectly content, perfectly comfortable, just sitting here. Wherever you're sitting, can you really go for it? And then let your breath be like an anchor deep inside your center. Let it anchor your attention there. Explore the depths of your body with the breath. All the inner spaces. Nice, and then fold your palms together. If you want to stay a little bit longer, seated meditation, that's a great idea. If you want to do Shavasana, that's great. Or if your yoga time is up, then we can sign off together, touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart, and bow to yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste, everybody. It was a pleasure to practice together. Thank you for your joyful participation, for being open to new things, for your playful approach. And I really enjoyed our time together. Thank you and have a good one.